Who else would it be? This is the Monte Carlo simulation video for the Apex indicators. So, a little bit of a context. You guys wanted the Apex Pro bots. That was kind of something that I was doing, something that was requested, and now a lot of you have requested the option to maybe just buy the scripts because I do build them on TradingView. So they are accessible to people. I can basically make them into a private script and hand them off to you guys. And so we've kind of worked together in some sense. It seems like this has been something that you guys have wanted through various forums and messages and things like that. So I've decided to put this together. So these scripts will be for sale. I don't typically like to, I honestly don't like the whole idea of, in a perfect world, everything would be free, right? So it's one of these things. I hesitate to this because I'm not a salesman by any means. I do a lot of humanitarian work, so I enjoy humanitarian stuff. That being said, pretty much everything, all of my scripts, all of my Aroon stuff has something that I've been doing for almost 5 years. So a lot of these have 4 to 5 years of backtesting ideas, strategies, implementation, things like that. So all I ask in return is a fair amount of value in return of that. And so the reason for this video is to show a backtest through the lens of a Monte Carlo simulation method. And so this is a different type of backtesting. So I don't like doing the TradingView type of backtesting because it's too algorithmic. It doesn't quite get everything in. It tends to be a little bit stale. And some of these indicators I can't implement that way. For Apex, for example, I let the user decide when to take profits. The general idea for this is your buy entry. So this was the latest buy entry. As you can see, this looks pretty good. We'll get into the testing part. So this is meant to be your entry, this darker bar here. I can't remember if it's black or purple or blue. And this is your area of stop loss. And so if you match that up to the price action for right now, it is an R value of 4.57, which is pretty good, honestly. And so this is the thing. This is a culmination of values where I want to emphasize a good amount of risk, or a good amount of reward, I should say, without implementing too much risk. So that's the thing. A lot of people will try to trick you into different scripts, or like we've seen with what's that guy, Ben or whatever, where he's trying to sell you like $4,000 scripts. That's not where I'm going with this. A lot of people will try to just come up with random things and try to BS their way into selling. Like I'm not in the career or whatever. I can't remember even the phrase. I'm not into that. I'm not a salesman. I'm not into selling scripts per se. It's nothing like that. Okay, this has been an interest from you all, and so I'm reciprocating that exchange. And so this is where this plays into it. And this is where the Monte Carlo comes into play, because it's a very healthy way to backtest at random. And so if you don't know what Monte Carlo statistical methods are, it's a way to randomize trades or whatever it is. It's people do it in science, people do it in different fields of study, mathematics. People also do it for gambling. The Monte Carlo means it came from the city of Monte Carlo, and it is how people do things like casinos and things like that. So it's a very serious, very real method, and a lot of traders don't do this either. I'm really surprised. I've been kind of leading the pack a little bit as far as this goes. I haven't actually found anybody else that does it unless their own career implements that for their day-to-day. So this is going to be interesting. So what I'm going to do, and what I've tried to share before in Discord, and I'll explain this, it's going to be a long series. So this is going to be multiple videos. I'm going to do probably these here first. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take both scripts. So the original Apex indicator, I'm kind of soft rebranding to Apex Classic, at least for the testing part, and then Apex Pro. So the idea is Apex Classic is going to be the typical signals that you have had in the Discord. And so the Apex Classic script will be different than the Apex bots. So keep that in mind as well. And so they've been formulated to do more of a broad range. So the Apex bots have only basically been calibrated to the signals that you get. whereas the classic script will be across the board. This is only for crypto, by the way. It's not necessarily for Forex or stocks. I'm trying to find a way to adapt it. It probably does work. I just haven't tested it. And so I would be willing to test that and see, or I think I need to make some adjustments to calibrate it towards equities and stocks and Forex. And I think people would want that. Apex Pro is a little bit different, where it is fine tuned for more trades basically. But however, this comes at a cost. This is more of a higher risk, higher reward type of trade. So you can get better trades per se, but you also comes with more risk involved. Not just because of the stop losses are typically more tight, but also you have just more trades in general. So I'm a person who prefers Apex Classic myself, because you can just hang out like a day trade, for example, and we can kind of go into that. So this, for example, this has been a trade, since October 23rd, and I haven't had to make a trade since October 23rd for this particular indicator and methodology. See what I'm saying? So like taking one trade per week is very peaceful, okay? And a lot of people don't understand, like, you want noise, you want action, you want dopamine, blah, blah, blah. And so even for the past 3 to 5 days, it hasn't really done much. That's okay with me. I like that type of piece. I trust my own system as well, okay? And so that's one of these things. I probably would have taken profits based off of my criteria, and I'll explain that also when we do the testing. So going back to this, so what we're going to do, I'm going to start with the classic first, which is what this is. This is the classic indicator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 10 dates at random, and here are my dates. These are not the dates. I'm going to go ahead and roll them again. So what I'm going to do is pick 10 dates at random between January 1st, 2009 and today, which is, Halloween 2023 still for me. I can go back farther, but it tends to be a little more in favor of profitability. And so I want to handicap myself in that regard to give you more of a real-time performance, because it's easy for someone to back test in 2017 when everything was going good, and 2018 when things were going good to the downside. Those will make for easy trades, and I can explain that in another video. But I want to purposely handicap myself to show you the performance in more real-world testing. Also keeping in mind that you may not see every trade yourself, that you may be fearful about trading, things like that. So I'm trying to incorporate every environment possible. And so that's why I say all of this. This video also is not going to be edited. It's going to be completely unedited. So I'm going to stutter a little bit more than I usually do. If you hear a click like this, that means I mute my mic, so I might have to sneeze or drink a water or whatever. So be patient with me with that, please. I'm trying to give you the most organic way to test this possible. In addition to that, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 10 dates. I'm going to roll this, make 10 dates, and then I'm going to mark that date. So I'm going to use, I'll use this one as an example because it's the most recent one, February 21st, 2023. So what I'll do is go to the daily time frame, and I'll use different time frames. We'll go to February. What was that even? February 21st, 2023. So that is right here. So what I'm going to do is mark this date out, and then I'm not sure if I'll mark it every time with a line, but I'll mark this date out, then I'll do the trade on the left and the trade on the right. And so what I'll do there is I'll mark this here. This is just a example. So this is your stop loss, about 2.8, 3.3, something like that. And it's gonna be flexible. And then do my what I teach in the academy is you sell. So you get to decide when you want to take profits. So right now would be great. 6.3 is fantastic, right? But the thing is, for Apex Academy, I teach my method, which is I only sell on weakness or divergences. And so with that being said, your divergence, so also an oversold territory. So you could have sold right here at this candle, at this one, which would have been 7.17. or up here when the divergence started at 7.5. See what I'm saying? So I'm going to go ahead and do the least of those, which is 7 point, I'll just say 7 just for this example, right? So that's the one on the left side. On the one on the right side, I'm also going to do this. And I think I used the wrong one. So this will mark out like so. This also, the weakness here is about 28%. So usually I sell at about 25. If you decided to sell at the 30, which is possible, you would have got 1.3. If you did not, you would have stopped out. So worst case scenario, you would have had 7 minus 1. So you'd have a 6R for 2 trades, which is pretty good. Or at best, you could have had 7.5 plus 1.3, which is 8.8. So you would have had anywhere between 6 to 8R. And so what I would do is then take the 2, take the average, divide that, and that ends up, being about 3.5 R. So that's the thing. So like if you take the 7, I'm sorry, it's 7 minus the 1. I'm gonna just assume this one was stopped out to make it easier. So you had the 7 minus the 1, so you have 6. So with that example, you could expect, and there's only one example, right? But you could expect to have a 3R average per trade. Now, I'm going to do that 10 times, which actually means I'm going to do 20 trades. This is going to be a long video, if not a series of videos. So I'm going to do 20 trades for each script. So 20 for Apex Classic for the 1 day, 20 for Apex Pro for the 1 day, and then 20 and 20 for the 12-hour, 20 and 20 for the 4-hour, 20 and 20 for the 1 hour. And so that's going to be pretty extensive, right? It's going to be a lot. So you're talking 40 for each. 1, 2, 3. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 160 trades I'm going to backtest for you on videos. So we'll see how that goes. I think I'm going to do probably 20 to 40 at a time to see how that goes. And again, this is going to be unedited. So this is going to be, I'm not cheating here, giving you everything good to go. You can fast forward as you like. This is going to be on YouTube, things like that. I will try to do some timestamps as well. And at the end of this is going to be plug and play. This is going to automatically show you the R values, and then you are going to get this spreadsheet as well so that you can see this. And so anyway, my goal here primarily is twofold: to tell you that this script is legitimate. Okay? I'm not saying that you're going to make a lot of money. I'm not saying that you're going to lose a lot of money. I'm not saying this, like, do your own research, right? We know all the regular stuff. Do your own research. This is not financial advice. That type of vernacular. Okay, so keep that in mind. But I want you to know that I am being real about this. And this is, I want to set myself a high bar, okay? Because I can tell you right now, I'm not going to sell this for cheap. So that's another thing. I want to prove to you that the value is worth what I'm going to be asking. Okay? Secondly, I just want to be open and honest about this. Because one of my biggest fears is that people sell things all the time in the crypto world. They sell scripts, they sell programs, they sell portfolio groups, Telegram channels, Discord things, all this, right? And one reason I've hesitated for my Apex Academy, hesitated for my Nowhere Premium, is because I want to make sure that it's right. And this is the way that I feel I need to do it. And so if 160 trades for just one coin, by the way, is not worth it to you, then there's no other further option for me. This is I'm either going to completely sell you on this, or I'm just going to exhaust myself and stop wasting my time doing so. It's one or the other. And I don't look, if you want to buy it, it's up to you. I'm not going to pressure anyone to do so as well. I just want you to see what the value that you're getting. I don't even know the results that I'm going to get, and I'm going to lay it down low. One of my fears, honestly, is that the Apex script was designed for mid time frame. So when I get to the 1 hour, I don't know what that's going to bring. Okay? And so, I know what it brings because I've tested it myself, but it's totally different live testing, right? So that's the thing. In addition to that, I'm also going to do Ethereum, Solana, and probably do some alts at random, I think. I think I'll make another 4th section down here for just random, right? And so we'll kind of work with that. So like I said, this is the test. I think I'm going to mute it for maybe 15 to 30 seconds to keep this going, get me a drink, things like that. But we'll see how this goes. I'll explain it to you a little more again, and we'll just follow through. If this ends up being maybe like an hour, I think I might stop it. I don't know how long this is going to be. And you guys know I talk a lot. So anyway, muting this, we'll get started shortly after. You'll also find that I might just mute intentionally to just create timestamps for myself to make it easier to edit on YouTube, or not edit, but to put timestamps on YouTube. So, excuse me. So I'm going to get right started. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and click this. This is my 10 dates. Go ahead and click again. And these are my 10 dates that I'm going to work with. This is the daily time frame. So first up is March. So these are also in order too. So that kind of helps me. All right, so the first things first is March 1st, 2019. Getting a little interesting. We're starting to recover a little bit, so let's go to 2019. And see, these are the scripts. I mean, this is everything, right? So I'm not hiding anything right here. This is all exposed. I have no problem with that. Guess why? Because I trust this. I trust my system. So, and I feel confident doing so. So what did I say? March 1st, 2019. So this is right here. So that would be right here. All right. So, is that right? Yeah, that's right. So unfortunately, it doesn't get my big long right here, but you can see how crucial that was. A buy-in at 38.40, and it took the run up. It didn't even give you a sell signal to like 10,000, right? So you're looking at 2.5x. So I can't put that on there per se, but that's just where it goes. So first things first, we got a long position here. This is where you would place it. This is where it would go. And we didn't move above to the RSI, so I would not have sold this. And so unfortunately, I don't think I would have. I think I would have held it all the way down to here. So which looks, I'd say 2/3 of the way through. So it looks like a loss of 0.6R. So I'm going to go ahead and put 3.1 to 19. And this would be minus 0.6. So already starting to the downside. That's okay. We'll see how that goes. All right. So your signal here is also bad news. I can already tell because you have the long signal after that. And so this would be, I always enter at candle closes. And so this, I don't know where this would have been. So if it's not there, you can see a dot. If it's not there, it's always the top of the high. That would have been stopped out. So that's a -1. So we are at a very negative situation already. So, oh no, that doesn't go there. That goes right here. Sorry. All right, what am I doing here? Okay. All right. On to the next one. So the next one is May 30th, 2019. So we're going to move this over. And so that is May 30th. So this will incorporate that actually. So May 30th, 2019. So we're going to incorporate this one. So this is going to be complex for a few different reasons. One, I told you that it could go all the way up here, but it doesn't have to. If I'm going by a general trading idea, I probably would not have held that long. That's what my Aroon Trend script is for. It is there to hold longer positions. So I'm going to give you the worst case scenarios, quote unquote, and then we'll work with that. And that'll give you. It's not fair to just say that I'm just going to hold a trick, because even if you're using leverage, for example, which you probably might, you're not going to hold it for 5 months. So I'm going to be realistic with this as well. So we're going to long a position here. And so this is your entry. This is your stop loss. And so with this, I would have held, see there's no divergence, so I would have held to this marker. So I wouldn't, so here's the thing. Here is under the line on the RSI, here is the top. So I would have held it all the way to here, which gives you, and it's even under that, so I'll leave it under, it's 9.19. Again, I'm handicapping myself in multiple ways. So 9.19. So now you get another, so that was, what, May 30th, 2019. So now we got it 8, pretty good, right? And so we are going to scratch that. Keep in mind, though, if you wanted to hold this, obviously hindsight's 2020, right? Because you don't really know for sure. Because I would have definitely, if I didn't sell it there, I would have sold it under here, which would have been like a, where is it? Oh, come on, 13R. And so again, I probably would have, most people would have sold it, right? But if you are curious, just for your own sake, if you would have held it to the top, you're looking at a 79, almost 80R. So just keep that in mind. So that's, I mean, that in of itself is going to be worth what I'm asking for this. So your trade for the next side is going to be right here. And if I get a duplicate one, I think I'll try to re-roll perhaps. This one here is your, see, these trades suck. They happen, honestly. So this is here. You probably could even put it up there because it's kind of, no, I think there's the, no, there is none. So it's going to be on the top. Okay, so I think it's barely there, but we'll leave it like that. So here you would have got stopped out. Now, typically my rule is that I don't close my, I have loose stops. I don't do limit sells. But if you want to do that, you would get locked out. Either way, you would have sold here anyway. So I'll just say that that is also a full loss as well. So we'll do minus 1.0. So pretty bad on the right side. Not doing good for right side stuff so far, but we still got more trades to go. Next one is 7/17/2009. So we'll do 7/17/2019. 2019, I should say. Bitcoin was not around 2009. So going into this, so 7/17, which is, what is it? That's July, right? July 17. I think that's right. 17/2009. So that is not good because we already did that one. So we will re-roll. Actually, we'll just do the next two. Make it kind of easier for you. So, because I know what's going to happen if I re-roll. I'm going to hit another one that I've already done. So here is your next one. Again, this is going to be very complex because you got a lot of stuff here. And so I'm well aware of that. And so here's your stop here. You would have probably sold or stopped out, so that would have been -1. So we're going to go here and do -1. For the other right, for my second right, it would have been right here. And so that would have been a short. And so we would have gotten out, but we've also would have gotten stopped out on that as well. So double goose egg for that one. And so not going too good for the right side. So overall, kind of taking a small break with this. You got the 3.5 or 7.5 minus 3. You're looking at about 4.5 R so far. So next one is September 25th, 2019. So 9/25/2019. All right, so going on to that, September 25th is actually right there. That's kind of interesting. All right, so we got two of them here. So we're going to do the short one first. It's on the left side. So here is your entry. And here's your stop loss at about 1.2%. So it's very tight there. So my apex rules are about 25%, which is basically right here. So we would have stopped here. Let me see what this one would have been. Okay, that was at 35. So I would have stopped at the close of this candle. Again, I'm also handicapping myself because in real time, you can close whenever you want. So I'm doing candle closes because I feel like that also will give you a better median of performance. So that's a 12.94 R. If you wanted to stick to that. If you wanted to do a divergence, you could have even went down here, but we're going to go with this one at 12.94. So there we go. Now we're up to 20 R for this side. So now we are going to go to the opposite side. I will have to do one small edit I've already seen because I accidentally showed some sensitive information, but we'll edit that. It's just like a 2-second clip. And let's see. So here's the next one. So there's your entry. There's your stop loss. And so this would not have went through. I mean, you probably wouldn't have got that, let's be honest. So I'm not going to add that in there. Would have stopped out. We're going to kind of do about 0.06 to the downside. So this is minus 0.6. So it is what it is. We're still up about 17 R. So it's just how it goes. So the next one is Christmas Day of 2019. Why do you guys trade on Christmas? So 12/25 2019. All right, so now we got our signal on here, signal over here, and sometimes you're going to get double sells, double buy. Like sometimes if you get multiple sells or buys in a row, typically that means you're going to get a big swing like that. So just keep that in mind. So you got your sell signal here, and so that's going to be a stop of about 3.6. And again, we're going to go down to, looks like we're going to do the RSI thing again at about 25. So probably this candle right here. So that would be 4.57. So we're going to do 4.57 for that. And then we'll do 12/25 2019. All right, so and again, my performance right now is already better than most of. This is at random, by the way. This is live testing. It could get worse. I'm not saying it will or won't, but just keep in mind this is all real time. No magic. No magic editing or anything like that. So we're gonna do. Here's the next one, 5.47. Now we could do. Now normally, again, the oversold doesn't get touched. So what we would do is we would do an RSI divergence. Now let me see here. This right here is at 6967. This one is at basically the same. Is it the same? It can't be. Pretty much. So, but you do also have the higher high. So what I can probably do is I could probably just, I don't want to, but I'm going to cut it there at 2.77. And so you finally got one over here that looks pretty good. So off the record, I guess technically as much as I want this to be better, so that, because that's also a double top. That is weird. I had never noticed that before. But this definitely is a divergence. So right here and right here. So that's your divergent candle. So it would have been all the way to here. So that would have been 5.9. So if you wanted to change that, you could do 5.9. I don't know if it'll let me do it. No, I don't think I'll do it. So I'll just leave it at that. So just just keep in mind, if you decide to hold that, it would be almost double what it could be. So keep that in mind overall. So right now that gets us going pretty good with that. All right, going past Christmas, you got your present. Here is March 23rd, 2020. So we're going to continue going on. What did I say? March 23rd. You also get to see like all my hesitations in real time too. March 23rd, 2020. So after COVID. So Very interesting. How does the Black Swan event play into it? Should that matter? Let me know what you think. If you want me to redo this and think that this may not be fair, just go ahead and let me know. I'm going to go ahead and do it just because that's how it is. Here's your entry. Here's your stop loss, about 8.8%. And keep in mind, though, despite the fact, so this was your COVID drop. I remember because I had a pretty decently large portfolio, and I just got out like a day in time, like a day before. I got out like right here, right? So you had time, like you still had COVID kind of creeping in, but there was no announcement at this time, I'm pretty sure. So we can do this one or two ways. So again, I said 25 RSI. So at this particular candle, it was at 32. At this one, it was at 15. So you would have actually probably hit the bottom. And so that gives you 5.05 R. So we're going to go ahead and put that on there. 5.05. And what did I say? March 23rd, 2020. All right. So the next one is going to be to the opposite side when you all got your stimmy checks and you should have longed, but you didn't. At least in America. Or so. What am I moving that for? So here's your next one. Here is your entry. And I'll try to if I need to I'll err on the side of caution whenever I need to. So if something's not exact, I'll handicap myself in order to kind of make it work. So here it just oversold on that one, and that is actually at the top of this candle. So that is where I would have took profits. And so now you're at, is that good? Let me see here. Let me go slightly under. Yeah, that's slightly under. So 4.74. So that was pretty good, 4.74. So that was pretty good for both sides, right? So looking pretty good. Next one is going to be May 25th, 2020. May 25th, 2020. All right, let's see here. Where is it at? May 25th. 2020. So we already did this one. So we're going to go ahead and do these next two. And so here we can see we're probably not going to work out very good. Your sell signal here would have gotten stopped out. So that's completely okay. So that was -1. All right. And the next one would be right here. And I believe we would also get stopped out. Seems to be the case. So double goose egg for that one. That sucks, but it's what it is. And that one looks pretty good. We'll see. So July 1st, 2020. I think that's July, right? May, June, July. If it isn't, please correct me. I feel like that's July. So July 1st, 2021. So here is your July 1st. No, is it 2021? No, it's 2020. What am I doing? I can't remember anything. So again, you can see the frustrations of doing things live. So we already did these two, so we're going to do the next two. So we're just going to go ahead and zoom it up to here and do this. So here's your one trade. Stop loss. We already know this will be okay. 2.8. Let me kind of... Yeah, I'll handicap it just a little bit. And then, so you could have gotten out here. Actually, you would have. And so that's roughly, yeah, 5.78. And that was July 1st, 2020. And then the second one is going to be a short position, and don't think it's going to be too good. But you would have got stopped out here because of the reversal. Well, I take that back because this, no, that's not low enough. It's 33. So we would have got stopped out. We'll say -6 because it looks like it's about 2/3 completed. So, all right, and so we'll go on to the next one, and that is October 19th. 2020, right? October 19th, 2020. All right, so here, that's right, right? Okay, yeah. Just making sure. So your long position here to the left side. I'm going to go down here 2%. So the thing is, too, when you get these, like some of these are tighter than I would normally do them myself, even. And I know they would be for you, and that's scary to do. But you can, if you notice, I don't get stopped out too much unless there's a chop, right? So it's like there's some understanding. The script kind of understands that, right? It understands the issues surrounding that. So we'll move this out of the way. And so we'll look here to see, unfortunately, no, that's not a divergence. Okay, good. Yeah, that's a lower low. Okay, so not unfortunately. So I would have stopped out right here at this high, according to my strategy. So that would be 7.84. So I'm going to mark that, but I'm also going to, let's see, hold on a second. 10, 19, 2020. So I want to preface, I also want to add a footnote to this. Like, you could have held this, and if you did, you would have gotten pretty, obviously you would have done really well, right? So keep that in mind. It's really good about getting these runs up. Like, look, there wasn't another signal for a long time. And so if I would have held all the way to the entry of the next one, you would have had 170R. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so that alone, honestly, like I can't advertise that according to the spreadsheet because that's not how I take profits on swing trades. But as far as a hold, that's amazing. Okay, so again, you're also kind of cheating because it's the run up from after COVID. So I'm not counting that, but you see what I'm saying. So anyway, that's what you have to work with. So the next one is on the opposite side here, which is way up here. And I believe this probably would have been stopped out. Yes, it would. So yeah, we're not doing really good with right side trades, but we are still in profit, so that's okay. And then the next one, I think did I mention that or not? So February 25th, did I do that already? 2022. February. I guess I'll include it. Or did I? I can't remember if I did or not. I'll just go with it. February 25th, 2022. So, where's that thing at? 2022. February 5th. Alright. Right? I feel like I did this, though. I feel like I did this. The trouble is, I don't remember if I... No, I couldn't have done that because that would have been profit. Alright, I'll just do it anyway. So February 25th is this one. No, wait. February 25th. That's wrong. Okay, so... You know what? I think I did this. Let me just check to see. Short... And that would have been stopped out, actually. And so what did I put on here? We'll do -1. We'll just go with it. It's fine. So again, I want to err on the side of caution. So that's not. And so this one here, the stop was actually below it, so I would have stopped out on that one as well. So -1 on that one. So that is 12, or no, not 12, what am I thinking? 2/25, 2022. So our total right here is 41R plus 0.31, which would have basically been 42. 41.77 plus 0.31. Again, I apologize. I'm just making it real for you. Yeah, it's 42.08. So that alone will make you enough money to pay for the script. Just to keep it in mind. So 20 trades, working out pretty good. that's yeah. You tell me if that's good, and I'll keep going with this. I think I'm gonna do the 12-hour. I'm gonna continue, and so I'm gonna do this again. Start with the 12-hour. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep doing just the Apex Classic and keep going down. And so I'll cover the Apex Pro in a different video, and we'll compare these results. So we're gonna do it again. All right, there's our results, and now we're going to switch to the 12-hour time frame. Check the markets because I don't have my other spot open. SOL's doing great. I told you guys that it would we would get. I'm gonna take a small break with this actually. That when we got this break above like this, that it would continue to rally. It will not exhaust, and you can see it is prime above almost every other coin right now. So that's how it is. So all right, we'll go to Bitcoin on the 12-hour. You can see these trades here. You do get a false signal every now and then, but that's why you get stopped out, right? To protect you from that. So first things first is 12/15/2009 or 2/15/2019. All right, so February. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. I thought I did it already. What did I say? February 15th, 2019. And so that would be right here. All right, so some of these will be a little bit similar because of the time frames that you're dealing with. So just keep that in mind. But here is your entry level here. I feel I can go a little bit faster now too, since you guys got the hang of it. And so that is 1.3. 1.33 actually. So we'll work with that. And then your next one here, that looks like it's going to be stopped out. And so we will do -1. All right, so the next one is going to be March 12th, 2019. Sorry for all my European community that does the date differently. I really would try to do it, but it's really confusing for me. So 3/12/2019. All right, so this is pretty much the same trade that we had before. I think if I get this again, I'll try to pick a different date to give you a better simulation. So this one, is this a divergence here? Let me check. So 1, 2, 3, 12. So it would have been, yes. So you would have stopped out right here, according to my standards, which is 1.47. Wait, what is that? Yeah, 1.47. Sorry, I had to make sure. 1.47. All right, going to the other trade of this. And see, that's a pretty big long one. So here's another one. Your short opt here would have been like so. You could, is this, no, that wouldn't, I would not have sold that. So I would have gotten slightly stopped out, let's say -0.2, -0.2. So, all right, going on to the next is March 18th, so 3/18/2019. Where am I at here? So that was kind of just like a week later. I guess I'll just do this one. So this would have been stopped out, I know, for the one side. We'll do the right side. Short. No stop here. You would not have any divergence. So this is also stopped at 0.2 as well. And that's one of those things where that's probably more so my trading strategy's fault than the script. But that is how it goes. All right, so 4.30. So it's April 30th, 2019. which is still here. So I guess I'm just going to keep going. So the next one here, there was a divergence on this, so we would go there at 3.73. So 3.73, and then my short position doesn't look good no matter what it is, I guess, but looks like it's right around -3 roughly. Yeah. So, or is this low enough? No, it's not. So that is minus 0.3. All right, so next up, November 3rd, 2019. We're gonna go here. See, where's it at? 3rd. So the one on the left is going to be a long position here. There's your stop on that one. We would have been stopped out, but short, just shy in profits. So I would say like 0.15, I guess. And then on the opposite side, it looks like we would have got stopped out. So -1. All right, and again, this isn't 5 losses in a row. Technically 7 for some of these. I'm not happy about that, but this is just how it is. See, I'm fine with this. You're still up overall, right? And that's just how it's going to be. So again, this is all showing you how it is in real time. So 11/3. Next one is March 12th, 2020. All right, so now we're going to go there. March 12th. So that's the same as the COVID. So, all right, well, let's see how it goes, because this is a different trade setup. So the reason I'm doing this is because a lot of people trade different time frames, and also my first instinct is to say that it's not fair to do like big trends, but trends happen often, right? They happen almost every year. Happen during COVID, the runs up, everything like that. So you have to do that for one, and two, you can teach people how to trade this. You don't have to be scared of black swans or runs up, because like you can trade on lower time frames, things like that. We'll get into that more as we get to the lower time frames. So here's your first setup here. I'm going to move this out of the way just for the sake of it. And so right here, I probably would have taken this, honestly, as much as I don't want to admit that is a divergence. So slightly. So I would have put 1.61. That is almost criminal that I have to do that, but it's fine. And like I said, if you would have done that, keep in mind there's also a divergence here. That would have been an 8.8R. And so nothing really would have told me otherwise. Like I wouldn't have stopped here because that's 26. So I would have waited till probably this candle. Actually, I probably would have closed it before then. So that's just kind of how it is. So here is your other one. So here's your entry on that one, and we probably would have closed. No, hold on a second. That is, get rid of that. Is that a divergence? Is not. So that would have been stopped slightly. I think, yeah, about 0.25 in the hole. So minus 0.25. All right, so going on. February 25th. Did we already do that, I think? I guess I can see I did, right? 2/25, 2020. Oh, that's 2022. See, you can see my stuttering and things like that in real time. So let's see. No, it's 2022. See what I'm saying? I even double back on my double backing. So let's go here, because now I'm starting to freak out. All right. February 25th, 2022. If I have another double, I'll try to get you a new one. So, all right, so we got February. Let's transport ourselves here, 2022, 25th. All right, so here we got this. So you got your short position. You did get a divergence here. And so that would have been right there at 2.68. So 2.68. And so now I also, this is one reason, I'm glad this happened, because even though this is the same date, we got two different effects. We got -1 on the daily, but we got 2.68 on the 12-hour. So this is one reason why I want to show you these different places in the same areas, because they do have different effects. So that's one. So we'll go on to the next one. Long position here. Looks like it would have been underwater for sure. And let's just say -6. Alright, so, man, this right side, something's just wrong with that, isn't it? So going on to April 8th, 2022. Alright, where are we at here? Alright, so I'm going to get this out of the way because we're going to do both of these trades here. So, sell signal on the stop. And this for sure would have done it because it's under 25. Just barely. And so I guess I would have sold it there at about 1.71. So 1.71. I thought that was 1.17, but it's 1.71, so I was correct. But if I'm wrong at something, let me know. Call me out, right? So I'm not doing anything on purpose that's wrong. If I do something wrong, it's accident. If I do, let me know, because I want you to call me out on something. This, I can tell, would have already been stopped out. So, yeah, right side is just, it's killing me. It's killing me. So, all right, going to March 23rd, 2023. I think that's our first 2023. So March, where are we at here? March, what did I say? 23rd. All right. March 23rd. All right. So, you got your long position here, stop loss here. Did not go above that, but we did get a divergence right here. So that's where the candle would have been. So the smaller one up top. And if you notice, a lot of these divergences tend to get the top of the range, and that is by design. And so 1.82 is what we got here, 1.82. And that was March, what? March 23rd. Where am I at here? 2023. All right, going to the right side. Can we get this in positive by the end of the next two trades? Does not look like it. That I can tell. Hold on a second. Yeah, that would have been stopped out at -8. Let's see, minus 0.8. Well, unless we get a big one for that, that one's going to be a loser category. So 9/28/2023. 9/28/2023. Let's go here. All right, 28. So we got two buy signals here. So that one, well, that's interesting. I don't know how to really do that. So if you did this, you would have probably stayed in it, right? And so what I could do is I could keep these together and work with the both of them. And so I think that's probably what you would do in real life. So I think, so that's your entry, but it would have got stopped out probably. No, it wouldn't have, because it's, yeah, it would have. So yeah, we'll just mark it as stopped out. I think that's fine. Minus 1.0. So that means we got 12 on that one. And so the other one, good news is I think this will be in profit. And so that is your stop there. Didn't really, I say that, but then I wouldn't have taken profits. This wouldn't have been a divergence. Let me see here. Pretty healthy all the way to here. So that would have been, see, this is where, again, this is more my trading strategy. So you could have gotten up to 2.3, but with this in mind, you would have gotten probably like minus 2.5 or minus a quarter, so minus 0.25. So unfortunately, that's how it is. So for the results for this, you would have gotten 12.5 for the right side. And let me get a calculator out just to kind of work with this. So 12.5 minus 5.6. So you would have got 6.9 R for that. So 6.9 R. For this one, it would have been 41.77 plus 0.31, which would have got you 42.08 R. Now, if you combine those, 42.08 plus 6.9, you would get 48.98. And so right now, that's kind of what we got, 48.98. And so what we would do, so the thing is, we take the trades, and so I'll do this after all the testing is done. So what you do is, yes, that is what you did, but you also did 40 trades, right? So what you do is you take the 48.98 and you divide it by the number of trades, which leads you about 1.22. So you got 1.22 R average. So that's what you want to come up with. The 1.22 is what you want to be concerned about. So yes, you made 48.49 R, which is pretty good, honestly, compared to just doing 20 trades at random, right? But your average is going to be 1.22. So that's the thing. If you take, so statistically speaking, if you take 100 trades, you're going to get 122 R, okay? And so I know some people that will do 100 trades per month. And so if you do that by 12, you're looking at about 1400 R. Now that's a little more, those are real numbers. 1469.4 is what I got on my calculator. Now that's assuming that you do 1200 trades a year, right? And that's also assuming you can't really do that many trades with the indicator as well. So it's best to just go back to the 1.22 average. And so overall, that should be with all your time frames as well. And so let's say you do 7 trades a week. So that's 8.54 R for 1 week times 54 weeks. And you got 461 R. So about 5.5x for your portfolio, and I can tell you that I'm charging way cheaper than that. So I'm not charging cheaper as you think, but it relative to the performance that I'm showing you has looked pretty good so far. So anyway, I haven't revealed my pricing just yet. I want to share this all out first. So this is the first video. I think I'm going to stop and maybe do a part 2. Plus, I think it's almost dinner time for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video. I'm gonna upload this. Let me know what you think, and then I'm gonna go into the 4 hour and the 1 hour after that, and perhaps I can do a 15-minute as well. Let me know what you think. So I hope you enjoy this. Again, I got maybe like 2 seconds of editing to do because I accidentally revealed some sensitive information. It has no response performance for this back test. Let me know what you think. Let me know other assets because I'm going to do Ethereum. I'm going to do Solana, and any other coins that you might want to do. But we'll see. I won't stay and do it too long because I've been doing it maybe for an hour, and I'll do as much as I can with the time that I got. So anyway, let me know what you think. I hope you liked the video. I'll see you next time.